Welcome to Kermode Uncut, where we're in the middle of the mid-term report for 2016, counting down the best and worst films released in UK cinemas January through June this year. In the last blog, we did numbers 10 to number 6 of my best films of the year so far. Now it's time to do number 10 to number 6 of the worst movies released in the UK January through June 2016.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
At number 10, a film which I found really disappointing. And I know people said critics were disappointed, but audiences loved it, but I beg to differ. Frankly, I think everyone was a little bit disappointed by Batman vs Superman, a film in which Zack Snyder mistook the idea of darkness, which Christopher Nolan had done so much with, for just murkiness and stodginess. Now, the film wasn't completely irredeemable, and many people have said that actually the longer cut is superior, and I am willing to believe it. However, it's just nudged it into the top 10 on the strength of Jesse Eisenberg's Luther.
I love it.
Easily the most irritating performance of the year so far, and frankly, it's going to be pretty hard to top.
That is a three-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
No one cares about reality anymore.
Different these days. What's going on with you?
I can't remember a man I wanted to be.
And on to number 9, and what a shame it is to see Terrence Malick in my list of worst films of the year. Knight of Cups. Have you ever wondered what a world would be like in which Terrence Malick directed an advert for Infinity by Calvin Klein? Well, wonder no more, because here it is. The film, which was widely dubbed First World Problems, the movie follows around Christian Bale's overprivileged white man as he wanders around complaining about his life despite being absolutely surrounded by material wealth and fawned over by a string of glamorous women. It's one of those films in which we discover what the inside of a strip club would look like if shot by a really top-flight cinematographer. Why?
Remember.
Her ex just got remarried to like a 12-year-old.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi.
Tweet at me if you want to check in or anything.
Did she just say tweet at me?
Did she?
I think she just said tweet me.
So on to number 8, and it wouldn't be a top 10 worst films of the year without a calendar entry, so it's time to say hello to Mother's Day. Yes, from the people who brought you Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, now it's Mother's Day. Once again, it's not so much a movie as a cast list. We have Julia Roberts, we have Kate Hudson, we have Timothy Olyphant, we have Jack Whitehall playing a comedian who tells jokes on stage, and on screen the audience laugh, which is great, because that was the only laughter I heard in the screening room that they played Mother's Day. How much confidence did they have in the movie? Well, they released it in time for Father's Day. Thanks!
You've gotta be kidding me! What happened to that smile you had? That Richie Land smile? You were really something.
Not worse, sweetheart. M.
I booked tours, dude. Bring this chick. For money. For a ton of money.
To Afghanistan?
So on to number 7, and I'm very sorry to say that in my list of the top 10 worst films of the year, we have at number 7 a film starring Bill Murray. Bill Murray, who so rarely puts a foot wrong, but Rock the Casbah is a total clunker. It's directed by Barry Levinson, who I think probably imagined that this story was Good Morning Afghanistan. Bill Murray plays a rock promoter who goes to Kabul where he's been promised riches, and he ends up helping a Pashtun prodigy defy death threats to appear on television. The really strange thing is that there is a very interesting true story behind this, which has been told before in documentaries like Afghan Star and Silencing the Song. The strangest thing about this film is that it does such a disservice to that story. It's not funny, it's not dramatic, it's not engaging, it's just a mess. What is Bill Murray doing in it?
Hey, I ain't never seen anything like this before, sir. Well, it's wartime, son.
brings us to number 6 in my list of the top 10 worst films released in the UK so far this year. And at number 6, it's Eli Roth's The Green Inferno. Now, I know what you're going to say. That film's been around for ages. Yes, it has. It's been on a shelf for ages, but it finally got released in the UK between January and June. Was it worth the wait? No, it absolutely wasn't. This is Eli Roth paying tribute to, or paying homage to, or let's be honest about this, ripping off all those old cannibal movies that we all lived through in the first wave of the video nasty scare. So, Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox. The twist, however, is that whilst those films, although they were problematic, often had a very subversive edge, Eli Roth has decided to subvert that subversion. So this is a film in which the loggers are the good guys, the protesting students are the idiots. It's a film which is leering and nasty in tone. It has jokes about diarrhea and Scooby-Doo, and it is clearly made by a fanboy who has spent far too much time in his bedroom and needs to grow up. Oh, and it's really boring. So there we are, numbers 10 to number 6 in my rundown of the worst films released in the UK between January and June 2016. Just to remind you, at 10, Batman vs Superman, at 9, Knight of Cups, number 8, Mother's Day, number 7, Rock the Casbah, and number 6, The Green Inferno. And if you think those films are bad, wait until you get to the top 5 worst films of the year so far. But for the next Kermode Uncut, number 5 to number 1 in my best films of the year so far.